So today we're going to be talking about why decluttering can make you really sad. This happens to a lot of people when they start to declutter. So we're going to be talking about what causes it and what you can do about it coming up next. Hi everybody, my name is Dee Burks and this is Retirement Rescue, where we talk about how to make money, save money, and create a retirement from nothing. Well, one of the comments that I've gotten on my declutter videos is the fact that sometimes decluttering can actually depress people. It can make them very sad. And this can be kind of confusing because really when you're decluttering, you're trying to improve your life. You're cleaning things. It should be good. It should be fun, right? Well, it's just not. Now, we've talked in the past about how decluttering is really an emotional process because you're letting go of things. And when you let go of the objects, a lot of times you're also having to let go of the people associated with those objects or of the things in your life that were associated with those objects. And that's when your emotions really can make you sad. For example, maybe they're objects you associate with loved ones who have passed. That is sad to get rid of those objects. Maybe they're objects that are associated with your kids growing up and moving away. A lot of empty nesters experience this. It is so sad to start getting rid of things that remind you of your kids being little. I know a lot of people whose kids go off to college, they still have their baby crib somewhere. Not because they're necessarily saving it for a grandchild, but because they just don't want to let go of the idea of their child when they were young. That's hard to do for a lot of people. But one of the biggest things that really usually surprises people are things associated with your career. When you get ready to retire, you may be all excited thinking, this will be great. I won't have to do any of these things anymore. I don't have to get up. I don't have to go to work. And even though you may have enjoyed your career, you're ready to move on. But then when you start getting rid of the things associated with that career, you can feel sad. One of the commenters on this channel noted that she was a school teacher. And she had such a hard time getting rid of her bulletin boards, things that reminded her of her classroom. A lot of teachers experience mild depression every fall. They don't get to go back and see kids. And so while you're excited for retirement, when you're getting rid of those objects that were associated with that career, that can make you really sad. The same is true if you have hobbies. If you start to have physical limitations or medical conditions that don't allow you to do as much, maybe you have to give up your fishing gear. Maybe you have to stop quilting. Maybe you have to stop doing a hobby that has meant a lot to you and has brought a lot into your life over the years. That can be really sad. And it's okay to acknowledge those feelings and to be sad. The same is true when you start to downsize, and maybe you're downsizing due to retirement, but maybe you get divorced. A lot of people get divorced later in life, and you have to give up that family home, all those memories of your kids. It's very sad. On top of the instance of going through a divorce, having to get rid of those objects can just add to that sadness when you're trying to declutter and downsize. A lot of the emotions that we associate sometimes with decluttering are really stages of grief. We're working through those emotions. We are trying to convince ourselves it's time to let those things go, but it's a process. And we've talked many times about it being a process. You have to get to the point you're ready to let those things go. You can't force it. You'll have regrets if you do. You have to give yourself time. Allow yourself to go through that grieving process and accept this is the right thing for you to do at this point. One of the other things that can make people very sad about decluttering is confronting our own behaviors. We have talked a lot about how decluttering is confronting some of those behaviors that maybe you've excused for years, buying behaviors, hoarding behaviors. And decluttering forces you to confront your own behaviors that haven't served you, that have put your life in a bad place. And that's hard. That's very hard. Decluttering can feel like really aggressive therapy sometimes, and it's emotionally difficult. But there's several things that you can do to work your way through it. The first thing is, number one, recognize these emotions will happen. Even though you're doing something good and positive, you may feel sad. Plan for that. Give yourself time. Do not force yourself to rush through it. Work through the emotions, get through them, and then move on. That's the best thing you can do, is manage your expectations and understand there may be some sad emotions. Number two, talk about it. Just talking about the fact that these things make you sad and why they make you sad with a friend or someone who's helping you, that can help you work through that and go ahead and let that thing go. Acknowledging it. This is why I'm sad. This is what happened. But this is just an object. This is not that person. This is not that career. I'm okay with letting it go. Sometimes you have to say it out loud, and it's helpful to do that. Talk to someone. Number three, if you know these things are going to make you sad, get a friend that understands and have them help you. It's really helpful when you have a friend that's happy and that's laughing and getting you through things, and you're talking about different items and you're talking about your career or your kids. That can really help. That positive person that helps you see the good of things and keeps you motivated while you're decluttering and helps you with that, that can be very, very helpful in the long run. But just understand, it's normal to feel sad about some objects and some things you're decluttering or getting rid of. That is normal. You are saying goodbye to a piece of your life. It is time to say goodbye to it, but you have to be willing to do that and get through those emotions before you're going to be truly okay with it. So if you start to feel sad, it's okay. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please click subscribe, and I'll see you next time.